Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to come right on today at 9 o'clock. I'm sorry that we had to change the time, but I had a scheduled meeting for 10 in the morning that was changed. So anyway, how has online school been for the first couple days? How are you guys doing with everything? And I guess, are you excited about it or are you struggling? What are some of the challenges that you've had? Let me know in the comments or as we live stream, okay? So today we are going to get started with knowledge. We did go over our vocabulary last video, but today we are going to, good morning. Today we are going to be reading our story, and I'm going to be sharing my screen with you to show you the pictures to go along with it. So, good morning, Sweta. So, let me pull up our knowledge story. I am very excited. Let's see, perfect. All right. So, I have a couple screens going, so I apologize. Getting them all straightened out. And I wanted to wait. Good morning, Jayla. I wanted to wait for a couple of us to get in here so that I could read the story all together. Great job on some of your work. I'm really proud of how much everybody has done so far. This week is going to be a little bit easier. So once we get started next week, it is going to be a little bit more work to go along with it. So you will have more things to do and more assignments. So this week might have seemed easy because I didn't want it to be too hard for your first week back. All right. Good morning, Adrienne. I'm so glad to see so many of you in here when it was changed. I appreciate that. Okay. Now I am going to start sharing my screen with you, but you'll still see my picture, and I'm going to read along with our story. We are in Chapter 4 or Lesson 4, which is the life cycle of a plant. So this should be review or it should be confirmation if you did your assignment already for the knowledge portion of this week. So let's see. All right, everyone. So everyone should be seeing right now my picture on the left and then a picture of plants. This is our knowledge book, and this is our flip book that we would usually go through during our story. All right. So I am reading our story, so I apologize if I'm looking down. All right. So get comfortable and cozy in your chair as we're starting our knowledge story now. All living things pass through stages from birth to adult called a life cycle. For many living things, the cycle of life follows the 4 seasons of the year. Now at home, name all 4 seasons, or you may type them in if you would like as I read. I love you too, Michael. I see your comments as you come in. For some living things, the cycle of life is short and is complete in just days, months, or in a single year. For other living things, the cycle of life continues on for many, many years. What is something that continues on that has a life cycle for many, many years? Can you think of a living thing that has a long life cycle? Let's see, can you think of it? I would say an example would be a human, us. Very good, Sweta, with your spring, summer, fall, winter. Very good. Today, you will learn about the life cycle of a flowering plant. Just think about all of the flowering plants that you see in the parks, yards, gardens, fields, and meadows. Our world is awash with colors, vibrant flowering plants. How do these plants grow and reproduce or make seeds for new plants? Let's find out. A flowering plant begins its life cycle as a seed. Seeds need special conditions to germinate. Say that word for me. Germinate. That is a fancy word that means to begin to grow. Spring provides seeds with the right conditions to grow. Therefore, the life cycle of a flowering plant begins in spring. What season are we in right now? So I think that we're in spring. So should plants start to germinate now? Is their life cycle beginning right now? In spring, there is more sunlight and the temperatures are warmer. Even if outside there has been snow, it is still warmer. Seeds need just the right amount of light from sun, nutrients from the soil, and water in order to grow. Once the seed germinates or sprouts, it grows and develops into a young plant with roots, a stem, and leaves. Roots, stem, and leaves are the three main parts of a young plant. Let's say those three things together. Let's see if you can do them on your own first. There are three of them. One, two, three. What are those three things? We have a root, stem, and leaves. Now think about things that you see outside. What items or what living plants, what living things have all three of those things? Have you seen them outside lately? Have you seen flowers starting to bloom? The first leaves unfold to allow photosynthesis to begin. That's our fancy word that we started learning about. Can everyone say photosynthesis? Say it one more time with me. Break it apart, or chop it. Photosynthesis. Can you say that? Perfect. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food as well as oxygen. Plants use sunlight and water to make food in the form of glucose, a type of sugar. In the warmth of the spring, the summer plants grow. In the warmth of the spring and summer, plants grow and grow. The young plant is called a seedling. Gradually, a plant stem will grow taller and true leaves will emerge. What does our word emerge mean? When we went over it yesterday, it meant when I said this. What does that mean? Emerge. It means to come out or to grow. Once the plant matures or becomes an adult plant, flowers appear, just like the picture on our screen. The flowers appear and they start to bloom. In order for a flowering plant to reproduce by making seeds that will make the new flowering plants, it must be pollinated. Say that word, pollinated. We talked about that vocabulary word yesterday or on Monday, but what does that mean? How does an animal help or assist the pollination process? Pollination is when pollen from one flower mixes with the pollen of another flower so that the plant can make seeds. But how is pollen transferred from one place to another? In other words, how does pollination occur? As we talked about it in our video on Monday, we talked about little helpers that make this process possible. Pollinators are insects, birds, and other animals that are attracted to the shape, fragrance, or color of a flower. Without pollinators, most flowering plants would not produce seeds and fruit. Remember, plants need pollen from other plants in order to make the seeds. Pollinators carry the pollen from flower to flower. Good morning, Kingston. I see you coming. Good morning. I see a couple more popping on. Good morning, Bentley. Wonderful to see you all this morning. So now as we move on, I just want to take a pausing point and check what we've learned so far. So, in our story, it has already said to us there are three main parts to our flower or to our plant. Can someone name those things in our comment section? Or can you say them out loud at home? There are three of them. What are the three main parts? I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple seconds to see if some of you just type one or two of them if you don't know all of them. Let's see. Well, I'll give you a clue. Oh, very good, Sweat. I saw all three. Roots, stem, and leaves. Very good, Jayla. Michael, thank you for participating. We're going to move on with our story, but remember, the main part of what we're learning about is we have to know all of these stages in order for us to understand the life cycle of a plant. A cycle is something that completes a turn or completes steps. So it has to go through all of these stages in order to start over again. So, in order to continue, insect pollinators. There are many types of pollinators, such as birds and small mammals, but insects are the number one pollinators of flowering plants. The flowers of a flowering plant are designed to attract various pollinators, especially insects. The shape, fragrance, or smell and color of the flower, as well as the sweet tasting nectar contained within the flower itself, attract many different kinds of insects. As insects move from flower to flower, the sticky substance called pollen clings to their bodies and is transferred from flower to flower. So think about if you walk outside and you have your shoes on, you have boots on or your sneakers, and you're going to walk into the mud. You're going to walk through the mud, even though mom or dad told you not to. And then you walk inside and you see footsteps all over the kitchen floor that look like your footprints, but they have mud on them. Think about as a butterfly transfers, goes from one flower to another flower. Every time she touches down at one flower, she picks little bits of pollen up on her, the parts that we would call hands, on her legs. And then when she goes to the next one, it transfers, meaning just like your footprints do when you walk into the mud, and then it transfers onto the kitchen floor or in our classroom. So not only is it picked up on their legs or their legs, but also the things that stick out of their head that are from like where our forehead would be. What are those called? What are those called that you see on the butterfly in our picture right here, maybe? And not only butterflies have them, but we have bees right here that have them. They're called, if you can't spell it, they're called antenna. So those are what help them balance and keep their direction when they're flying, and they're also a type of their senses. So it helps them as they're trying to transfer the pollen. Honeybees are the most common pollinators. They carry out more pollination than any other insect. Some scientists think that bees are attracted to bright blue and violet colored flowers, whereas butterflies like fragrant yellow, pink, red, and orange flowers. Butterflies also like wide petals, so they can settle on them while they drink the sweet nectar. Birds are important pollinators too, though, especially of wildflowers. For example, hummingbirds, that is the picture right here of this one and this one. Hummingbirds have that long, narrow beak so that they can get right into the flower and drink that sweet nectar. Hummingbirds have perfectly designed beaks, like I said, that can reach the nectar inside long tubular shaped flowers. There are more than 2,000 different kinds of birds in the world that feed on nectar. Birds have a poor sense of smell and help to pollinate unscented flower plants because they are attracted by the color and shape of the flowers. A variety of small mammals pollinate flowering plants. Mice, shrews, and rats, even tree dwelling animals such as lemurs or small monkeys, can help to transfer pollen. People are also a big help when it comes to the pollination process. Often, when people are working in their flower gardens, the sticky pollen is accidentally carried from flower to flower. For some plants, pollination does not occur during the daytime. Some scented flowers attract nighttime pollinators, such as bats or moths. Can you point in our picture on the screen which one of these pictures is showing a bat? That should be pretty easy because it is the only one that is hanging upside down. Although 90% of flowering plants are pollinated by animals, especially insects, the wind and even water can play a large part. Pollen is carried by the wind. Flowering plants that live in water, such as lilies, can be pollinated as the water carries the pollen from one plant to another. Once pollen has been transferred and reaches the new plant, the flower produces seeds. The next part of the process is called seed dispersal, or where it's like handing out. We have a job in our classroom like this. It's called our paper passer. That person is passing out or dispersing our papers that need to be handed out to everyone, just like the pollen or just like the seeds. This is the process of carrying the seeds away from the parent plant to the so that the flowering plant life cycle can begin all over again. Just like pollination, there are various ways that seeds can be dispersed or spread apart in different directions. Many flowering plant seeds are carried away from the parent plant by the wind. As the wind blows, the seeds are carried up into the air. Some flowering plants have pods or capsules that explode, sending forth a burst of tiny little seeds into the air. Other flowering plants drop their seeds into rivers and streams, and the seeds are carried along to their new homes. Now, this is exactly where we wanted to end up. This is a picture of our actual life cycle of a sunflower or a pollinated plant. All of this is happening around us right now in spring, summer, and early autumn as well. The potential for new life is being created as flowering plants are pollinated and seeds are dispersed. Across the world, the life cycle of a flowering plant is renewed or it happens again every single year. So take a look at this picture. Very good. I'm glad you paid attention. Thank you. So now, can someone type yes or no? Where does the life cycle of our flower begin? What is our starting point? Can someone please tell me? A lot of you would think it is this one right here, but does it start off as a seed? What did we just learn from our lesson? The flower is where it begins. Yes, very good, Sweta. It's born like a baby or kid, then adult, then it grows to be older. Very good. So this process starts with an adult or a mature, is that's a fancy word we learned, a mature or older plant. And that plant then has its seeds spread by pollination. The seeds then are in the ground and it becomes it starts to grow, a small plant, depending on what type of flower it is. And then as you see it, it starts to grow a little bit taller, kind of like a toddler and then a teenager. And then it cycles right back around to our adult flower. So that is the life cycle of our flower. Can anyone name? I would like to see how many flowers we can name as a class right now, as all of the students that are on right now. How many flowers can you think of? What kind? I know all of you will think of a sunflower because they're my favorite, but what else can you think of? What other types of flowers do we see outside? Or are you familiar with? I'll give you a couple minutes. Very good. Let's see. I see a couple answers. I see people active. Let's see. Daisy. Very good, Jayla. Very good. Very good. Rose. That's a very popular one. If anyone else was thinking of a rose, you can type that too. Oh, I love your emoji that you used. Ooh, daffodils. Very good. I love the interaction. Good. So I also have a couple questions for you before we move on. I'm going to do a couple math problems with you as a review, and then today we're going to do a challenge at the end of our video. And that challenge is different than our last one, so I hope you're excited. First, our question today is, what is pollination? What is pollination? So what does it mean? Does it mean that the flower gets up and walks around and hands out all of their seeds like our paper passer does? How does that process start? Pollination is when a flower has something to spread or to give so that the seeds can grow into another beautiful flower. But how does that process begin? What helps that process? Can someone type that answer for me? Let's see. I see. Hmm. I don't see any answers quite yet. Oh, is that an emoji of a bird? I think I see an emoji of a bird. Is that what that is, Michael? I think so. Let me look. It looks like a bird or well, that is exactly how things are able to pollinate. They need the help. It's teamwork. So teamwork makes the dream work. Great. But what are the two things that are using teamwork today or in this life cycle? The plants, and then they need the help of humans in some cases, but mostly plants need the help from insects and other small mammals. So they transfer things just like our muddy footprints all over so that the seeds and the pollen they can spread, and then because the seeds are able to come out then at that point, then they're able to grow once they're put into the dirt and the proper light and water and food are given to it. Very good. I love all of your emojis. A bee. Oh, that emoji is a bee. Perfect. I love it. A butterfly. What a great job. I see a bat, a bird, a butterfly. Oh, a caterpillar. Very good. I love your interaction. Great job. Your ideas. So now I hope that helped you out with your knowledge quiz that you have on our Google Classroom for an assignment, this picture right here will help you, and it will show you exactly the process. So go back if you haven't taken your quiz already. And if you already did and you might have missed one, that's okay too. That's why this is practice for us. So now I am going to be switching my screen, and I am going to add a different screen to show you. We're going to do some math problems. So if you can, I want some of you to share something in our chat while I open up our marker board, and share something in our chat with your friends that you did so far over this time or this past weekend. Just type out so you can practice. I want to see your skills and how much they've improved with typing. Okay. I see a lot of hearts. Oh, I love your use of emojis. It's adorable. Very good. Kingston, Adrian, Jayla, Sweta. Very, very good. Wonderful. Okay, so on here, this is going to be serving as a marker board, but on my screen. So we are going to be able to type the answer of what the solution to my problem is. We're going to do three-digit subtraction problems as practice before we end our video today and do our challenge. So I am going to just begin drawing on my board, and I want everyone to interact as much as they can and to solve them at home as quickly as you can to type the answer. All right, are we all ready? Okay. Now at home, I want you to say these numbers. It is 876 minus 362. Remember, we're working on not saying and. So you can say it that way, but we're working on taking away the word and. 362. Instead of saying that, we can say 362. Okay? So our first question is, where do we start our problem? Do we start it in the ones, or do we start it in the hundreds? Or maybe do we start it in the tens? Can someone write that for me? Where should I start my problem? Hold on, Michael, don't give me an answer quite yet. Where do I start? The ones, the tens, or the hundreds? I don't know where to start. Help me out. You might be correct, Bentley, but I need someone to tell me where to start. There we go, Sweta. Great answer. The ones, that is this column right here. This is this column. So 6 minus 2, simple answer. Say it at home as quick as you can. 6 minus 2, which is 4. Now 7 minus 6, simple, 1. 8 minus 3. What is our answer? Oh, pardon my writing on our board here. What is our answer? 514. Remember, take out the word and. Okay, let's do another one. That one was easy because we did not have to exchange with our ones or our tens. So let's try a little bit more challenging one. Read that problem at home. That problem is 691 minus 338. So we are going to start in the ones like we did in our last problem. The ones column is all the way to our right, and that's where it's our smallest amount. So we're going to use that. Can I take 8 away from 1? If I have only 1, can I take away 8 from it? No. So I'm going to have to exchange from my tens column. So I'm going to say, hey, 9, can I take one of yours, please? And we are going to cross off our 9, and we are going to take one away from it. So that makes it an 8. Then we're going to give it over, but we don't just give 1 over. In the tens column, the value is 10. So I'm giving the ones column 10 little ones. So it becomes 11. Now 11 minus 8. What is 11 minus 8? What are our answers? I see some 5s, not 4. Let's see. My answer is 3. Now I have 8 in my column of the tens. So 8 minus 3. Now that is 5. Then I have 6 minus 3. Can I do that? Yes, I can. So 6 minus 3 is 3. Very good. Great job with keeping up, everyone. I'm very proud. So let's do our last problem before we end. Our final answer, so 691 minus 338 equals 353. Very good. Last problem. Okay. Oh, I made the problem 721 minus 498. Say those numbers at home. Say our equation. 721 minus 498. Now, again, we're going to start in our ones column like we have been, because that's where we start in our subtraction problems as well as our addition problems. So 1, take away 8. Can I do that? Can I take away 8 from you if you only have 1? No, I cannot. So I'm going to ask if I can take one from this 2. I'm going to exchange. So I'm going to cross off my 2, and it becomes a 1. That 1 then goes over here because we gave the ones column 10. So my 1 becomes an 11. So now again, I'm going to take 11 minus 8. 11, now count backwards, 11, 10, 9, 8. That's 3. Our answer is 3. Very good. Very good answers I see coming in. So now in my tens column, what am I going to do? I only have 1 left. 1 minus 9. Again, I can't do that. So where can I exchange from now? If I didn't have enough in my tens column, where can I exchange from? I can exchange from, can I exchange from 1 take away 9? I can't do it. So I'm going to have to look to my my friend over here in the hundreds column, hey, 7, I'm going to take 1 from you and exchange it. So I take away 1 from it and it becomes 6. And I give that 10 over to this 1, so it becomes an 11. That 11 now I have to take away 9 from it. 11 minus 9, what is my answer? 11. Very good, Adrian. I see that you said from the hundreds. 11 minus 9 is 2. Now I have 6 left over in my hundreds column. And now I have to take away 4 from it. 6 minus 4. And that answer should be pretty lickety split, which is 2. So our final answer to 721 minus 498 is 223. Very, very good. I hope you all solved that at home and you did it along with me. Very proud to see how far you've come or how much you're remembering. So now I have a little challenge for the end of our video before we end today. And that is, last time we played Hangman. So this time I thought we could play 2 rounds of Pictionary. Have you ever played Pictionary at home before? Or have you ever played something where you have to draw and someone else guesses what it is? So today I have a couple ideas in mind for 2 rounds. I am going to draw something on the screen and I want to see who can guess what it is first. So we're going to play our rounds of Pictionary. So I will continue drawing until someone types in the correct answer. Okay, do you have your thinking caps on? Are you ready to play our game? All right, write the number 7 on our board if you are ready to go. Write 7, type 7, not write it. Are you ready? 7. I want to see all the 7s lighting up our comments area so that I know that everyone is ready and paying attention, so it's fair to all of you. I see a no. No. 7, 7. Perfect. I see 7s. That was just the number I thought of, so I see 2 7s. Exclamation point. Yahoo. All right, I'm going to get started in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so this not only helps you look at a picture and try to identify it and your description skills, but it's also going to work on some of the vowel sounds that we are trying to practice in skills. So I want you to try and type them with the best spelling that you can. But as usual, spelling isn't going to count for this participation. I just want to see if you can remember the rules of the sounds that we are going over. Okay, ready? See if I can change the color. Okay, I am beginning. Just kidding. What am I drawing? I don't have any guesses yet. Hmm. There it is. Adrian, very, very good. Bentley, very great job. The correct spelling is, let me type in for you. is how Bentley did spell it. So that is our A consonant E sound. So that is where our E is a magic E, and you might not be able to hear it, but that is where the A says its name. So it's a long vowel, and that's A consonant E. So that was an easy one. Now let me erase this, and I'm going to challenge you. I hope you're accepting that challenge. This is our last round before our video will end. Let me open up our drawing tools. Get ready for round number 2. Round number 2. Okay, let me pick a new one. All right. This one is going to be 2 words. So let's see if you can spell it correctly. 2 words, remember, 2 words. Let's see. My circles are not that great. I think I see the correct answer. Yes, I see the correct answer. It was 2 words, school bus, because school, we are going over our O or double O sound that says oo, as well as our digraph blend that is the CH to make the k sound. Can you say that at home for me? Ooh. So school and then bus. We're going over our U sound and how it sounds kind of like we're doing what? This is our hand motion that we do. Up. That's exactly what the U will sound like in this word. So let's chop that word for me. So we're going to chop school, bus, both of them together. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. S, bus. B, s, bus. So school, bus. Now let's chop grapes because we didn't do that first. So in 1, 2, 3, grapes. Grapes. Now think about all of the sounds that you hear and all of the possible ways that you could spell that sound. So I think we all did a very great job today. Thank you for not making fun of my drawing skills. Let's see. I want to erase this, and I'm going to write you a little message on here before we go. So if you would like, you may write a message now in our comment section before we leave. So now I have 2 mistakes in my sentence. Can someone correct them? I have 2 mistakes in my sentence in my message to you. Can someone correct them? What is wrong in my message? Not sure. Let's see. What is wrong with my sentence. Has a question mark. Very good. So my question mark should be, in my opinion, I want to make it an exclamation point. Very good. Now I have one more mistake that I want you to find. Last one. Nope, of is correct. What did I do that I shouldn't have done in my sentence? Going to give you a hint. The of is correct. I love all of you. Love is capital. Very great job. Great job, Jayla. So it is a capital L and it does not have to be, because in the middle of our sentence, we do not want a capital letter unless it is a noun with a proper noun or a name of course, or a title of something. So now my sentence is correct. Now let's read it all together. I love all of you. So that is my ending message today, and I hope you all enjoyed our knowledge story. I'm sorry it was kind of long today, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew the story and saw the pictures so that it would be a little bit easier for you to do your assignment if you hadn't already done it. So I look forward to seeing you, and next week I will do another live video of our online class for week 2, and I'll do that on Monday and Wednesday as well. I might throw another video in here on Friday. I will announce that on Class Dojo and Google Classroom if we are going to go live again. And of course, like I said, if we are going to change the times or anything of that nature, I will let you know. And just a note for parents, if they are listening, we are going to disregard the Kami extension that we have been attempting to use. I will make another post and video about that. And as usual, if you have anything, any questions, please give me a call or send me a message on Class Dojo or Google Classroom. Google Classroom. Okay, have a wonderful day, everyone, and I love you all so much. It was great talking with all of you. Great job today. Have a great one.